What is going on, you guys? I am xTJones and I am back with another video. It's been a minute. I'm glad to be back. This is actually a response video to my brother Baron J67. Please, if you guys have some time, check out this content. I got this idea solely from him. He did a top 4 games of all time list, and I thought that I would rebuttal it with my own top 4 games, because my 4 top games were a little bit different, and all 4 of these games, granted I do have other games that should have been on this list, but these 4 games were special in the fact that they had some type of sentiment behind it, some type of like memory to them. So let's get started with my number 4 game of all time. This is only top 4, like I said. My number 4 game of all time is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, the reason why I chose Sonic is because this was the first game that I made it a mission to beat, and as a kid I never beat it. And I'm talking about, I went through me and my cousin, we went to the extent of leaving our system on for days, because this was we actually played this on the Sega Genesis 3 console, so the little itty bitty little square one, and we played this game faithfully. We tried to beat it. We would literally get all the way to the boss. We got that good. We get to the boss, and then sometimes we would even play during during like school hours, or like days of the week, like Monday through Friday, which are days where we couldn't play. So we would sneak, hide, and play, and get to a certain point, save, and then leave, go to school, come back the next day, start from where we were, and trying to beat this game like faithfully. Well, unfortunately, we never got a chance to beat it. We never got a chance to beat it as kids. I did go back and beat it again. In a funny way, we actually glitched. We used the emulator, glitched all the way to the end, or I did at least. Let me not put anybody else involved. Used the emulator, got all the way to the boss, beat the boss, and that was that. So, but I put hours. I'm talking hours into this game. We would leave it on for days, like the weekends when we either had like a family outing or one of us wasn't there. Yeah, we would stay up all night playing that game. So that was one of the games I chose Sonic for before that, solely for that reason there. So now my top 3 favorite game of all time is Pokemon Emerald. Now, this one has a little special place in me because I didn't pick this game up until my junior year in high school. Now, let me explain what happened. In junior high, I was on the football team. I was in a game, I think our last game of the regular season, and I ended up messing my leg up. I messed it up bad to where I missed the rest of the season, which was the playoffs, and I was on bed rest for 3 months. Now, I don't know if I'm a person that was, at that time, I was outside every day. I was doing things every day. I wasn't in the house, especially for 3 months at a time, just sitting there. I'm talking about, I had surgery on my leg and it was wrapped up, couldn't move or nothing. Well, I came across a Game Boy and I came across Pokemon Emerald, and I played the living hell out of Pokemon Emerald. I stayed up days, nights researching. I had the strategy guide book. I played that game. I legitly caught every Pokemon in that game that I could possibly catch. I didn't catch any event ones because at the time, like I said, I was bedridden and that game had already been out. So I don't really. It's just everything in that game. I raised all of my favorite Pokemon up to level 100. I would use I had a Game Boy SP, and I'm not sure if you guys remember, but if you got on your bike and you went to one of the sand hills, like if you got on the aerial bike and you got to one of the sand hill, if you just kept going up, they counted as steps. So I would put Pokemon in the daycare, and I would tape like a rock or something to that button, and then go to sleep and wake up, and then go see how many levels my Pokemon had gained. But that was one of the moments I remember, and I didn't play it competitively. I was always into Pokemon, but I picked up Emerald just solely by accident, and it became one of my favorite games. It's actually my favorite generation of Pokemon with Gen 3, and yeah, to this day, it got a special place there for me. So moving on to game number 2. So this is game number 2 for me was special because it's, in the sense, it's just like game number 4, Red Fraction. Red Fraction was a dope game. It was one of those games where when we first picked it up, it was new to us. You know, it was, I think, it wasn't my first FPS shooter, but it was the first game that we played that had destructible environments. And I'm talking about destructible environments to where you can dig a hole with a rocket launcher, with grenades, with C4. And me and my cousin, the same cousin that we played Sonic with, would stay up for days in the summertime. That game came out, I believe, in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, no, it came out in 2001 for PlayStation 2. And we would, and this is back when PlayStation 2 was new to us, because we had just got it. So it was one of the first games that we got. We played that game every day, digging new holes, playing against each other, 1v1 sniper battles, just doing any crazy thing that we could think of at the time, because it was so new to us. Destructible environments, digging holes with C4, grenade launchers and stuff was all new. So we didn't know how to act. We just acted crazy, went crazy playing that game, long nights. And these are one of the moments where I figured I wasn't a night person. Like around 11, 12 o'clock, I'm falling asleep, and I would get messed with as a kid because I was the first person to fall asleep. But these were one of the games that we would stay up all night, all times of the night playing, because there was so much to do for us, as in digging holes. It was literally just digging holes. So, but Red Fraction as a whole, the game itself, I don't remember too much of the story mode. We didn't really get into the story. We just went straight to the multiplayer, because that's what we were good at. That's what we wanted to play. We wanted to play each other. We wanted to see how we were good, and then we would want to dig holes. So Red Fraction, the first one, 2001, PlayStation 2, by far, hands down, one of the best destructible games out there. So now my top one, my favorite game of all time, has to be Metal Gear Solid 4. This was a tough one because there was so many other games I was thinking about as I was creating this list. I chose Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of Patriots, because, I think it is Guns of the Patriots, because this game was the first game that I bought with my own money. PlayStation 3 was the first system that I bought with my own money, it was mine. I bought my own TV at the time, which was a big 60-inch, fat, heavy, 300-pound TV I bought from my brother-in-law, but it had amazing quality, and this was the game that I would play on there. And when I tell you I beat this game every different which way you could possibly think of, you would think that I was over-exaggerating. I am not. The reason why this one is special, see, there's 2 games on this list that number 2 and number 4 were special because I had a cousin there that I enjoyed with me. 3 and 1, the guy that I got this idea from, Baron J67, check out his channel, and his link will be in the description below. He was there when I was playing this game. He's seen me beat this game 4, 5, 6, 8 times, unlocked all the guns, unlocked all the camos. He was there. I even got to, this is a spoiler, but this game been out, I couldn't even tell you when this game came out, but let's see, this game came out in 2008. I was 18 at the time. He was there. He played this game with me. I even got up to the point where you fight Liquid Snake, where he changes from like Liquid Snake to like big boss, and you're fighting them hand to hand on top of this this roof. And I even got to that part just so he can play it, and he played it and said, "This is enough for me. I've watched you beat this game. All I wanted to do was play that part, and I got a chance." So Metal Gear Solid 4, one of my all-time favorites. I could never forget that game. It was that game, like I said, it was the first time that I did everything on my own, beat it on my own, you know, by myself, no help. What else? I ended up beating it, getting all the camo, even the invisible camo, beating it on hard. It was one of those games that I loved, I truly loved, and I'll never forget. So these are my top 4 games of all time. Please, in the comment section below, write your top 4. What are your top 4 favorite games of all time, and what are the reasons? Because most of these have really I have memories on all of these games, and that's why I chose them. So there was other games that I should have mentioned, and maybe one day I'll do another one like an additive to this, but these 4 right here were just super special, and I'll never forget. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and a comment. Like I said, comment your top 4 of all time. And as always, peace.